audio. In 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 audio.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV, and this is your MUFC Sunday Night Unfiltered podcast. We're with the boys in the building. We're live. We're here. Big up to everybody who's locked in. Apologies. Normally it's on 9 o'clock, but because I'm obviously breaking my fast from Ramadan, I thought, you know what? Give myself an extra half an hour, get some scran down me, and then get here for the Unfiltered podcast. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We're live. Double A's in the building. Double A. What are you telling me?
Cutting it fine and sending out SOS signals to me. But you coming, bro? Don't worry, I'm always here, mate. Oh, I might be late, but it's gonna be great. Nah, big up having me on as always, bro.
Always, man.
It's nice to come through with a positive attitude after yesterday. No, I'm good, man. It's always good to finish my week. It's either you finish your week on a positive point being here, or we start the week afresh. After smashing out an Unfiltered podcast. It's a good way to end the week and a good way to start at the same time. But yeah, big up Saeed, big up Flawless, always. Big up the chat. Looking forward to some good conversations about, like I say, a positive Manchester United result for us yesterday.
Absolutely. Flawless is in a building. Man was out in London chilling. You get me? He's a little bit worse for wear, but he's here, man. He's made it to the show,
Yo,
which
facts.
we'd love to see.
Yo, facts. Big up for having me as always. First and foremost, Saeed. Big up to Double A as well. Always look forward to the show. Shout out to the chat, whether you don't agree or disagree with me. So I know we're gonna get into that. I already seen a couple comments already. So we gonna get into that. Even though I am, like Saeed said, worse for wear. Big up to Lewis. Obviously, you lot know Lewis from this channel as well. I work with him. It was his birthday.
Yeah.
Well, his birthday's technically today, but obviously yesterday, you know what I'm saying, party setting. So I was out in London. Managed to make it back. I'm back in Manchester now, and yeah. Like you said, Saeed, worse for wear. Well, you said you've broke your fast, right?
Yeah.
All right, because I felt bad as you were speaking, and you're fasting, and I'm just there eating. That's what it was. I felt like, you made me feel so bad, didn't it? And then you was like, I broke it. I was like, oh my god, I felt so bad, for real, and that. But salute, man. I hope you're good.
Absolutely. Big up to the chat. Big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure you smash the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Mandem. Double A Talking Kit. He's got football content. about football kits and whatnot. Obviously, Sarcasm City for Flawless. Make sure you're subscribing to both channels. But we have to start with today, man. Bro, Arsenal. Man like Arsenal. Flawless, chat to me first, man. Arsenal. They couldn't do it, man. But I thought they were the mentality kings, but I thought they're the new, the new and improved Arsenal, man. What's going on?
No, being in a title race is a different type of pressure. That's what it is. And there's no substitute for it. There's zero. They should have won that game today. You're 2-0 up at Anfield, and they bossed Liverpool for about 35, 40 minutes, pretty much the entire first half. They bossed Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool had a couple chances, but they bossed them in every which way. You're 2-0 up. You should win that game. 110% you should win that game. And the fact that Liverpool scored when they did just before half-time, and then obviously, then second half, Liverpool were in the ascendancy. Even after the missed penalty, I assumed that, all right, Arsenal are going to take over and, get into the game. And then it was still, and Liverpool should look, the Kanate miss and Salah misses right at the end, towards the end of the game. They're just two. But Liverpool had so many missed chances. Yeah, I predict. And that's the thing is, I don't even want credit for predicting the scoreline, because it made no sense and I explained that. When I said everything is in Arsenal's favor leading up into this game, apart from the fact it's at Anfield. And that's why I predicted 2-2. But I said there's no footballing logic behind what I'm saying when I predicted that scoreline. It was just literally because everything was in Arsenal's favor. And they should have won the game, and they've dropped points. And if they don't win the league title, I think we're going to look back on that game in particular as a key component. You got, people are questioning Arteta's subs. You got to question Arteta. You got to question the players, 100%.
Absolutely. Listen, I call it 2-2, but I think Arteta got it wrong in certain situations. But he had everything, Double A, man. He had everything. That was Barclays Premier League football, that, man. That was sensational, man. But Arsenal, man, like Flawless said, you have to have that special breed, man. To win a title, man, you've got to be there, and you've got to... I think for me, it was probably a worse result for them because of the fact that they had a 2-0 lead. If it was a case of they came back, you could look at it differently. But to kind of come from 2-0, obviously 2-0 up, but then to kind of be like that, where they could have lost the game as well. It's mad.
Yeah, it was, like I say, great advert for the Premier League. That's what it's all about, and big teams. And you look at games like this when form absolutely goes out the window. Liverpool, up and down, their season kind of ended when they beat us. Luckily beat us at Anfield, I have to say. But
I love that. That's gonna annoy people. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
It was a fluke result. As we've seen, it was a fluke result because they can't maintain that. They've not passed.
They've not won since.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
They're further away from us now than they were after they won.
Exactly. So, but Arsenal don't have that winning mentality, do they? They're not a team of winners. So, the pressure mounting, and we see them have a stumble. The problem you've got, and Arsenal fans need to be careful, is they were winning the title months ago. Apparently, I've seen Arsenal fans tweeting saying the title is theirs, it's over, blah blah blah. I've long said, and I hate saying it because it's a team I hate second most, I'd say. This Manchester City team are relentless, and when they smell blood, you are in trouble. Look at them yesterday. Now they've got a game in hand, 6 points behind Arsenal, and they've got to play them at the Etihad. That smells trouble to me. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'd rather Arsenal win the league. If United can't win it this season, I'd rather Arsenal win the league to stop City doing, 3 titles in a row, because we're the only team to do it in the Premier League era. So, listen, I don't want Arsenal to fumble, but today was a reminder that this Premier League season isn't over with by a long way, and this is the business end now. And lucky for them, they only have to concentrate on this, so they have to start sort of picking up them wins. Have they still got to play Newcastle, I believe? Is it?
Mate, they got tough fixtures, man.
Yeah,
they got Newcastle away, they got City away.
Yeah.
Chelsea ain't tough.
Chelsea ain't tough. Yeah, I just put them in there. I dropped them in there to sneak Chelsea in, but
that's an easy point. Brighton at home. That's a tougher game. You got to play Brighton as well.
Yeah.
So Arsenal have to be careful now, and it's about like we've long said about Manchester United season, especially these 2 games we've just played, Wednesday and Saturday. Just get the wins. Just dirty, scrappy 1-0s. I do not care. And this is the Arsenal. This is the mentality Arsenal fans should be having now. Forget the pretty football. Get the game won. Second half, they should have played a little bit smarter, maybe. I don't know. But listen, Liverpool are at the end of the day, Liverpool are in a shocking season. There's still no mugs. They've still got world-class players, a couple of world-class players and dangerous players in their team. You know, Firmino comes off and produces a little Brazilian magic, which he can do, and he has done in the past. He did it against United, for instance. So, yeah, I think there's still many games to play. Hopefully, a couple of twists and turns. Yeah, but Arsenal should definitely be looking over the shoulder now because, unfortunately, that blue train from the east side of Manchester is probably bearing down on them a little bit too quicker than they'd want to be fair.
Absolutely. A big up to Lucas L says Liverpool versus us, 2.9 XG. Liverpool today, 4.76 XG. Yeah, we were just diabolical, man. And that's as simple as it is. A lot of people online talking about how David De Gea is not a great keeper and, you know, how did he let all them goals past him? Brutally honest with you, you can put it the way you want to, but we were poor that day. I know Ramsey had an amazing day today, but we were what Arsenal were times 10. You know what I mean? We were worse than them times 10, bro. So
yeah.
And Double A mentioned it as well. We're their cup final and have been for years.
Yeah.
They always the way they played against Arsenal in the first half, they will never play at that level against us.
No.
Ever at Anfield.
No.
Even if we had a better team than we have now and they had a worse team. We've all seen it. We've seen some of the best Manchester United teams go there and play some of the worst Liverpool teams and struggle. We are their cup final. You've seen it after the 7-0, and I said it before that game. I was like, yeah, they're going to be bang up for this. This is their biggest game of the season. They got nothing to play for, and that's why you see that season petering out. Like you said, they haven't won since.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, hold tight the what you call it, the Arsenal fan base, Liverpool fan base. You get me, like, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, Zane, where you at, man?
Zane, exactly. You went quiet.
You won't show up tonight.
Yeah, exactly. He won't, though, innit? He won't, because at the end of the day, when it's all going rosy, he's here and he's shameless. But when it's going bad,
Zane's at home crying in his pot of scouse, eating it.
I'm telling you, man. But big up to Charlie in the chat as well. Big up everyone. Liverpool deserve to win at least 4-2 that game. Ramsey was unreal. City now favourites for me. Who's favourites for the title? Just before we kind of wrap up onto the main show. I think now Man City's title now for me. I kind of did believe it, if I'm being honest with you. Arsenal obviously had that little bit of momentum, but all in all, deep down, you knew Man City were just swimming somewhere and finding their way. But Double A, what are you second?
Has to be Man City. Look at the way they are playing. They are dangerous right now. They are relentless. No matter who it is in front of them, they're wiping the floor with. You know, everyone was writing them off with that draw against Leipzig in the Champions League. And then he brought them back home and absolutely dealt with them. Same with Burnley. You know, no F's given about Burnley, even if it was company coming back, dealt with them. I would be worried if I was Arsenal, because a lot of teams want to be rather be hunted than be the hunter. I think this City team like to be the hunter. They like to smell that blood, and like I say, they've got the blood is very much in the water right now. So I personally would say it's City's to lose now. I think they've got enough. They've got enough.
I'm going to go with City, especially when they look at the fixtures. That fixture's there, flawless. That's where, for me, Arsenal get unstuck. But what were you thinking?
I've recently, up until this weekend, the past few weeks, I had City as favourites. Then it was Arsenal. I think it was around the time they scored the late winner was with Bournemouth. And around that time, I was like, okay. I like Villa. It was around that time, and I'm like, Arsenal are now favourites. I think what's happened today is pivotal, because I think the pendulum and the momentum has just shifted back to Manchester City, because they're now within winning one game's reach of Arsenal. Yes, they need to win the game in hand, but that's where they're at. You always want that cushion where if you lose and whoever's chasing you wins, even if, say, you're 5 points clear, there's still 2 points in it. And they have to go there. That's what it is. It's not like City have to go to the Emirates. They have to go to the Etihad. And it's going to be tough. And we've seen Manchester City in these situations before win games at vital times. Like the one, I know there was one in recent times they won against Liverpool. I'm saying, which was a great game, by the way. And yeah, and they managed to they're not even somehow, they managed to win that. So I think this week is pivotal, and I think it's now City's to lose. When you look at the fixture list and them having to play there, that's what I would say.
Can I just ask a question to the Arsenal fans in the chat?
Yeah.
If there is any, there's a top comment there. If we don't win the Prem, we have had the same season as Spurs or Newcastle. Arsenal, if you don't win the league now, how Manchester United get top 4? Have United had a better season than you?
Yeah, because we've won a trophy.
Maybe potentially 3.
Potentially 3. But the fact that we've won a trophy, like we've already had a better season than them.
You know, this Arsenal team that were meant to be amazing, meant to be the leaders, the new school coming through. I told you the other day, boys, London, Leicester.
Interesting, man. Listen, let's see what these guys are capable of, innit? Let's see if the Arsenal and Arteta can get his little what do you call it, a little lighter and do what he does, innit? You know what I mean? This is his time now. Maybe there's no cameras. Maybe I don't know if he's gonna rise up, but we'll see, man. We'll see. But listen, let's get stuck into the main part of the Unfiltered podcast. Big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure you're liking the video. Don't forget to like the video, people. Martial Redemption. Final chance. This is the title of the video. It's a funny one, isn't it? Because it feels like every time it's a final chance, isn't it?
Yes.
But final chance, guys. And I mean, this is the final chance. But what are we saying, Flawless? Redemption time? Is it? I see you
laughing. So you know the answer to this question. You know the answer to this question, and it's always the same thing I say anytime we talk about Martial. Quality player. Talented, don't doubt his ability whatsoever. I have no issues with Martial when he's on the football pitch in a Manchester United shirt. The problem is we don't see it often enough. When he's actually played this season, he's actually played well for the most part. I can't criticize too many of his, and you see the difference that he makes. The problem is, how many has he even started double figures of Premier League games?
Weghorst started more games than him.
He's not started 10 matches in the Premier League. Has he started 10 matches across all competitions? And we are currently in April. I'm saying going up to game week 29, game week 30, semi-finals of the FA Cup, quarterfinals of the Champions League and Europa League going on as well. And this man has not played 15. He's not got 15 starts. It's the same thing as always. Like, I've been done with Martial in the sense of you can't rely on him to be first choice. If he stays, cool. I'm not saying force him out the door, but we need 2 strikers. And if he's the 3rd striker, cool. But go and get 2 strikers because that's what's required. I don't know how much more evidence we need to see
17 games this season.
He started 17.
No. 17 games he's played
just
altogether.
in total. So he's definitely come off the bench a few times. So he's not even started 15 games across all competitions.
Overall, 800 minutes this season across all competitions. 7 goals, 2 assists this season. Well,
so when I'm saying final chance, like, no, I know where I want you to be if you stay. And that's as a squad player. When I say squad player, people, I'm talking 3rd choice. Not backup. So if we go sign a Kane or Osimhen or a Tony or whoever, it shouldn't be them. And then Tony's backing them up, and then somebody backing up Martial. It should be one of the names I just mentioned, somebody else, and then Tony Martial. Because then if he's available 17, 18 games, it's like, all right, cool, because we have other options. But yeah, the final chance in regards to him starting week in, week out and being the main man and the number 9 at Manchester United, I'm not with it because he's proved he's not reliable and he's been here. What? Van Gaal signed him.
Yeah. Van Gaal signed him.
Has he been here 8 years? Was it 2015, 2016?
2015 we bought him.
2015? Closing in on almost a decade, and we're still having this conversation. Yo, squad player at best. And that's not because of his quality before anyone gets it mistaken, because I'm a big fan. Just have to repeat that. It's not because of his quality. It's because of his availability. He can't stay fit. Martial could stay fit. I'm with it. But he can't. So go sign 2 strikers in the summer.
The thing is, Double A, he's missed 26 of Man United's 40 games this season. And they have 6 fixtures in the next, obviously, you know what I mean, whatnot. But yeah, 26 games out of how many games we played this season, man. That's mad, you know, when you think about it. It's a lot of games missed, man.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem. And I think the frustrating thing for Manchester United fans, well, I can't speak for every fan. I speak for myself, obviously. But for me, you know, being the best looking Man United fan. I speak for everyone. Is
Love that, man. Love that. Hey, say
Come
your,
on,
say
man.
your piece, man. I know your other half's watching, innit? I know she told you that before, fam. It's cool, man. Do your thing.
She never says that to me, bro.
She never-
No, I joke. The frustrating thing for me is the potential of what we thought was going to happen in pre-season. The way Martial was cooking in them pre-season games over in Thailand and Australia, you know, and we saw the pictures of Ten Hag with his arm around his shoulder, like it was like, you are my boy, you are my number 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we thought it was happening, and the injuries have just occurred. And I think I've said it on this show before. It was months ago that Martial, to put it in a way, is like that woman I'm in love with, who I'm in a relationship with, who just keeps cheating on me. But I'm so in love with her that I keep coming back because of when I see her, she's sexy as hell. And that's what he's like on the pitch. And it winds me up. I can't let go. I cannot let go. Sorry, bro.
Nah, it's facts, Daddy. The analogy,
Sorry.
that was a pretty clean analogy. I didn't know where the way it was going to go.
I'm not going to go as bad as last week. Don't worry. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine. I'll rein it in this week. I just can't let go, man. It's like I want him to just be sick all the time and fit all the time so he can be the top number 9 that we need. Because you saw it yesterday. The way he brings people into play, the way he can hold the ball up. We don't have another player in that position that can do that at the club at the moment. And I say the thing is that he just can't be trusted in terms of keeping fit, and that's where it breaks down. Like Flawless says, we potentially do need 2 strikers to come in because he can't stay fit. But let's see if it happens, because you know he's needed now, and for however long Rashford's out, we need Martial in there to lead that line. So let's see. Fingers crossed that, you know, he stops playing around on me, cheating on me, and comes home and we make it happy.
I think we know the quality. This is a kind of sad thing about him with Martial. We know the quality. You know what he gives you. He knows every manager lauds him. You know, every manager praises him. He's almost like a dream for a manager. Drops in. You know, he's a glue. He is the glue. Like, I know it's an expensive glue, and it's a glue that, you know what I mean. Like, boy, man, are we getting tired of the glue, man? Can we not just go and do something else, man? You know what I mean? There's different ways of
glue, man. You need to get some different glue.
different glue, man. You know what I'm saying? To you? So
glue.
it's that thing where every manager seems to love him, but we never seem to get rid of him. You know, that's the crazy thing about it, Flawless, is that every single time, you know, you think, right, he won't fit that manager. He's their manager's plans. Jose Mourinho was different. Jose Mourinho liked him at one point, and then he brought in Zlatan, then he brought in some of the other players, and then it was a case of Ibrahimovic came in, and then he took his spot. But then again, I feel like he was trying to test his mentality. I think Martial at that time was like, well, listen, man, I can't keep trying, and then really didn't perform at the end of Mourinho's era. But every single manager likes him, but then it's like it's not available, isn't it? And this is the catch-22 we've got, isn't it?
That's it. But the reason why every manager likes him as a number 9, because he does, minus being prolific, like being a 25, 30 goal a season, man. He offers you everything else as a striker. That's what's even more frustrating. It's not like he's a terrible player with terrible attributes, and you don't care if you don't care if they're fit and available or if they're injured or not. You already mentioned it. He can hold the ball up. I'm saying he's strong, he's quick, good finisher, can hold the ball up. I'm saying can score right foot, score left foot, score aerially. I'm saying he can run the channels, he can run in behind, he can pin defenders. He's a great fall for others. You see how him and Rashford are. That's because Rashford knows. I'm saying one thing is about having a great number 9 is that the wide players and the over attacking players, if he's a foil for them, it will show. And that's why him and Rashford are like that. Of course, he enables Rashford for more space, and he's also clever with his passing as well. Like you said, he can drop off into the 10 role and receive the ball and give him goals, and he'll score a spectacular goal, and then he'll score ugly goals as well. But like I said, outside of being prolific striker, 25, 30 goal a season, man, he has everything else. And this is why you see Mourinho, whether it's Van Gaal, now whether it's Ten Hag, all use him, because that's rare when you have someone who excels at so much. And literally, I'm a big fan. Like when I think about it, he excels at everything as a striker, apart from being prolific. But he scores enough goals and all the other things are a great substitute for that. I don't need him to score 25 to 30 because I know what you don't score in goals, you'll make up for in assists and just your overall play. And just being a foil for the likes of a Rashford. Like, what did they well, like during COVID? And even though he was prolific, how much of a great foil he was for everybody else out there on the football pitch. And that's the most frustrating thing. And that's what annoys me the most. Because I know if we sold him, he'd probably go somewhere else and ball out. That's the thing also. I can see that happening. But if a good offer was to come in for him, I would strongly consider it. But I'm not saying actively push him out the door. But if someone offers big money, he should be third choice. So if anyone offers big money for any of your third choice options in any position, you should take that.
Yeah. Like I said, he would be a phenomenal squad player for a team.
Especially for us.
Yeah, and I think for us as well, if we have that number 9, because yesterday, AA, you know, the chances we missed yesterday, like a number 9 is back in a hat trick that, you know what I mean? And obviously he's fit enough to kind of be that number 9 because obviously you have to manage his injuries. So it's like we're always going to be in that kind of cycle. You know what I mean? And if he was to go buy a number 9 right now, but then have the mold of Martial and then be prolific, you know what I mean? It's going to be a lot to find in the market, especially spend all that money. Do you think there's a feeling that Ten Hag might just want to, if he gets a bit excited with Martial, if he gets a bit giddy and says, yo, man, he's performing, I don't really need a striker now. I've got very close in there, and obviously, I don't know what's happening with the Mason Greenwood situation. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Rashford, for me now, I don't know, he might be molded into a striker. What do you think of it in that sense?
I mean, the problem is everything you say about Martial comes with a big if in front of it all, doesn't it? You know what I mean? In bold capital letters, and that's the problem. It's all ifs and buts. If he can stay fit and we can have him for a season, I would like to see him as a rotated striker with a number 9 that we bring in, whether that's Kane, Osimhen, Ramos, whoever it is. You know, we need that top class striker to come in. But if he can stay fit, there's got to be enough games with Champions League, hopefully, Premier League and the Cups, and we can see that Ten Hag takes the Cups very, very seriously. He's a manager that wants to win everything. So there's a lot of games to be played for everyone, and he'll get games as a rotational striker. We also, you know, and I'd prefer that, to be fair, if he can stay fit, because then we've got so many wide players as well. And, you know, Ahmad coming back, who's balling out, if he can improve or show what he's worth in pre-season, we know that Ten Hag likes to give chances to those that impress him in training. You know, we've seen with the promotion of Kobe Mainu and the sort of demotion of Zidane Iqbal, because you know, everyone's calling for him and he's not impressed in training, you believe. So Ahmad is an interesting one to come in the summer. And I think if, you know, the Championship is a great league to learn, and there's calls for him to go on loan. I know I'm moving away from Martial a little bit, but it come back to the point. The Championship is a great league to learn from, and people are saying he should have a Premier League loan, but I think it comes to a point where it's like, put him in the team, because I think personally if he comes back and takes all on board what he's learned in the Championship, for me next season, he's a better option for our squad than Garnacho is. I think he's got more to his game than Garnacho has, and he'll have that experience of playing week in, week out than Garnacho has. Garnacho at the moment is an impact player. Yes, he's 18 and he's 2 years younger than Ahmad, but I just think Ahmad will have a little bit more about him and an option that he can play. We've seen him play 9, we've seen him play 10, and he can play on the wing as well, and it adds an extra dimension to our squad. So that takes pressure off Martial again, because there's an extra option to go wide and play up top as well. So I would like to see Martial stay, but it all depends on if he can stay fit, and that's where I can't get away from that, which annoys me, because we know what he has, and there's a reason why. You know, I've never seen a player have a bigger fan club at this team than him. There's no one, bro. There's no one. No one is more back than Matt.
No, I don't think Bruno.
Nah, not Bruno. Nah. Bro,
Bruno divides opinion.
You've got content creators with Martial pillows in the bedroom.
That's true. Shout out. What I'm gonna say is they both. The reason why I said Bruno is because they both have strong backers and people who are against him, but they both divide opinion. All I'm saying is Martial, I agree with you. Martial's up there. I think Bruno is also one of them players as well. And I think that Hayes is on his way there as well. He's starting to divide opinion like that.
I think he's got a bigger hate club. DD.
You think it's a bigger hate club?
I said last week it's coming to a point now where I think it might be best for both parties.
You did say that. You did say that. Yeah.
Maybe that's the way with Martial.
It's becoming toxic.
It will be. Big up to Zayn Miasa says Martial should join Arsenal as backup. Arteta will work magic. Look at Martinelli, one of the best attackers in the world.
You could have done with him today on that breakaway because Martinelli absolutely did you over there, mate.
Yeah, that pass.
Yeah,
but he's best of attackers in the world, isn't it? That's what he's saying there. So, with you know what it is though. Again, it's 100% Sophia. Yeah, it's mad toxic. But I think with Martial though, it is getting to the point where it is toxic though, isn't it? You know what I mean? For the fan base, Flawless, when it's like. Yeah, but he can do it, but then he can't.
It becomes toxic in the fan base, but I don't overestimate the impact that has. Because if Martial from now to the end of the season stays fit, plays the games,
everyone
helps us win 2 more trophies, everybody loves him. Same way if he carries on. I say this with De Gea, with Bruno, with whoever. What shuts up 99.9% of people is performances. You know who a player who divided opinion very much last season? Marcus Rashford. Why is that conversation now dead? Because he's performing on the football pitch. And that's all I want for Manchester United players. When there's a divide, but 99.9% of the time, when there's a divide and there's a genuine conversation on a player, that player's not performing to the highest level for whatever reason. That's what it is. This is why we've not had a conversation, not once. The entire time we've been doing this show this season, we've had a conversation about Rashford in terms of is he good enough? Is he having a negative impact? Because he's performed on the football pitch. We would never have a conversation about that, about Martinez, about Varane, about Eriksen, about Casemiro. Ironically, our 5 best players I just mentioned there. You know why? Because they've all performed to a high level. The reason why we have conversations on a Dalot, a Wan-Bissaka, a Luke Shaw, a Bruno, a De Gea, a Martial, they're not performing on the football pitch. And this is why I state to people all the time, it's about performance. If you perform well, 99.9% of fans shut up and are happy. Like legit, that's all what it is. Like the game we're gonna get to, Evan. I'll have no complaints with any of the players on the pitch. Everybody did their job. We played well. Great team performance. So yeah, that's what it is. That's what I think it is anyway.
Big up Nick Man says, big up Saeed and the panel. Big up to you, my bro. He says Martial is a fan divider, and I think at the end of the season, time to go. Not reliable enough. Go and get Osimhen, not Kane. GGMU. Listen, we will discuss in terms of maybe potentially who the replacement should be, but I think there's a feeling in the fan base or in the squad. Sorry, should I say that many of them as well are still on the situation of final chance. Like Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, they're on the kind of final chance. Can you prove to us before we get a Frimpong? You're looking at Luke Shaw. His is always a final chance because Malassia's there and he might get it. Same way with Rashford.
Double A hit the nail on the head. The reason why Manchester United fans, not all, but the Manchester United fans who are willing to give last chance after last chance after last chance, because we love the football club. Yeah. So that's what it is. Because we love whoever, no matter who it is, a player unknown. We could tie a player from Moldova that no one's ever heard of. And if he signs for Manchester United tomorrow, we all have love for him because we all want him to do well. And that's what it is. We could be, it's 2023. We could be in 2026 and still having this conversation about Martial if he's continued to be here. Because we all know he can perform. And because certain fans will let emotions cloud their logic. For me, like I said, it's squad player at best. But yeah.
The biggest person that you talk about having the backing of the fans, and essentially he wasn't good enough for United, although he went on to have an amazing career. Don't know if a lot of the chat remember him. Diego Forlan at United. He was the biggest fan divider. The fans couldn't will him to score more if he tried. And I remember that Champions League game, we were 5-0 up and it was a penalty. Or it was 4-0 up, 5-0 up, there's a penalty. And Roy Keane would let him take it. Because it was 5-0 up in the Champions League game, Roy Keane would not let him take it. He's like, no, it's Rude. Rude's the penalty taker. He's got to take it. And everyone's like, just let him score a goal, man. He was desperate to score a goal. Obviously, went and scored 2 against the Scousers and stuff, and he's the cult hero. But
that's what it is. That's where it stems
Hero.
from.
Yeah.
Is if you score twice at Anfield, you're a legend forever.
Yeah.
You're a legend forever. When you're a legend forever.
As we know, it's not actually called Anfield anymore. We know it's called Onefield, as we should always remember it as. But yeah, that's what I think about. You know, we love a cult hero in life or in football, especially football, and we just want any player that plays for the club. We want them to do well, and I think we get frustrated when they don't do what we expect.
Facts.
And it's hard for United fans because of where we have been, the team and the players that we have seen play for this club. That when we get players that we know in our heart of hearts isn't good enough, when they don't do what we want them to do, it's like when Roy Keane's a manager and he's coaching these players that can't do. He said it when he's coaching players who can't do what he did, he can't understand it in his head. Is if I can, why can't you do it? It's not because he doesn't realize that not everyone is as good as you, Roy. So when we see players that aren't as good as the legends we've seen play for this club and win everything, we've got a right to be annoyed because we think we should still be where we were. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, like, I walked out of Old Trafford yesterday and I had not a bad word to say anyone. I've looked back at certain bits and you know, some people weren't playing. There was moments and stuff and plays, but I'm just going to allow it because, you know, end of the day, walking out of Old Trafford, seeing your team play the way they did for a good portion of the game, and the sun was shining, just be happy. Do you know what I mean? Oh, just before we move on, I got to say a big alien tenor as well. I apologise yesterday. He's on at me about this yellow jacket that I wear at Old Trafford. I look like a highlighter. And he keeps on at me. And every time I see him, where's the yellow jacket? Where's the yellow jacket? Bro, it was too hot to wear that yellow jacket yesterday. And I was a bit late to the game, so I didn't see you. But the next time it's a bit windy and a bit... It's gonna rain soon in Manchester. I will have the red jacket on, bro. I apologise.
When you said when it's next time when it's windy and rainy, it means next time. That we had we had a one-off in Manchester. Big up to Nick Man says flawless, the only one who could shut up Hassam LFC.
Hey, big up, man. Big up my guy Hassam.
Absolutely. But you know what though? There was a question here. I just took it off here from Crick. Big up to my guy Krug King. He says here, that's more on the board, though, not sending the players in the summer and keeping them too long, so fans are forced to give final chance. This is facts, you know, man. The board have not. You know what it is here? Man City here and other top clubs. They make the decision. You're going or you're gone. Pep Guardiola, you're gone. Like, only at Man United can we have this situation. Maguire, he's going to stay one more year. McTominay, these kind of players are in the periphery of in or out, or they're just shafted out of the team. And that's what it is, flawless. Like, the board don't make decisions for the fans. We have to always make decisions.
But that is true. And what the guy who's made the point, it's a valid point in the comment in which he said. That's why I like the way Ten Hag dealt with the Cristiano Ronaldo situation, because it was dealt with. That's what it was. When he was here, it was like, all right, you are going to play this role. You are going to be a squad player. He didn't want to do that. He was moved on. And that's how it should be. I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. If players don't want to be at Manchester United Football Club, you move them on. Simple as that, whether they're wrong or not. Like, I understand in recent years why certain players wouldn't want to be at the club. I fully get that. I'm a fan of the club, love the club, and didn't want to watch us at times. I know, Saeed, there was times you didn't want to go to games in the past 10 years. There's definitely times at the end where you're sold. That's how I look at that. So, yeah, definitely, without doubt, Ten Hag has changed that, and I hope it continues in the summer. Because what situation has he not dealt with?
Yeah.
See, there we go. And see, there you go. You ask it. But he's dealt with every situation. We know where everybody is and who's in favor and who's not. There was question marks over Ronaldo. There was question marks over Maguire. Dealt with those two situations.
Facts.
Instantly.
100%.
And getting results as well. So, I mean, that's it.
100%. Big up Facts Only says here, can we all spend a moment to laugh at Ronaldo? Or laugh at Caminaldo? Al Nassr were 4 points clear top of the league before he joined. Now they're 3 points behind. Listen, I ain't involved, man. You know, Ronaldo FC fan base is very, very toxic. So I ain't involved. But if you want to laugh at him, you know what I mean? That's up to you, man. Appreciate super chat, but if you start Ronaldo in here, mate, it's going to be mad.
Yeah.
But
no. I won't laugh at him. But for the fans who backed him over the football club,
Facts.
you can hold that. That's on you. It's not Ronaldo FC, it's Manchester United FC. So, yeah, for the fans who backed him over, even when he was clearly in the wrong and was trying to be detrimental to the team, then, yeah, man, you lot hold that. I was saying,
100%.
Ronaldo, but, you know,
But you know it is though. Like I said, man, it's a difficult situation, and also it's just the fact that as well, Double A, we've been crying out for a number 9 in it for so many years, and it's always like, right, well, we've got Martial still there, potential, and it's like 27, 28, like we had with Jesse Lingard, potential. We always just think with Paul Pogba, like we have to put him something around him or a player around him. Certain other players, Luke Shaw, he needs an arm around him. There's always that kind of feeling in it with the squad, and this is the thing where that number 9 position now, if it's filled up next season and we go and get a proven goal scorer that is fit and is always available, we won't have any issues with Martial FC anymore or Martial this match. Bro, we just need a goal scorer that's reliable. He's always ready. He's always fit. Bro, alhamdulillah, man. I'm good. I don't have no problem with no Martial and, trying to fit people in. Get me a striker that's always fit and ready. Like Harry Kane, if it's Harry Kane. I want Osimhen. It's Osimhen. But what do you think, bro? I'm going to drink.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them, innit? Like you said, we are a club forever giving chances. There was a point when I actually thought Pogba's first name was Unlock Pogba, because that's all we ever used to hear. We bought Matic to unlock Pogba. We need to buy this player to unlock Pogba. I was like, oh, right, okay. I shouldn't have worn this. I just put this on for a joke. I'm regretting it now. Anyway, we've needed players over the pitch for a long, long time. We needed right backs for ages. We needed centre backs for ages. We'd not replaced Carrick until Casemiro came in. We didn't know what a world-class midfielder looked like for years. Like, we bought Matic too old. We've never had an amazing midfielder since Michael Carrick for me. So it's one of them. We're always playing catch-up, but that's because of the owners. And everything always goes back to the Glazers with this club. And that's the problem where we find ourselves, because managers, Van Gaal and Jose both said it, they were never getting the number 1 targets. You can even say Ten Hag's not got his number 1 targets this summer, because Timber and De Jong were the 2 first choice centre back and midfielder. We're very, very lucky that them signings have come off for us this season. But looking at the quality of them both, you would expect that to happen. So we're desperate for world class players, especially a striker, all over the pitch. It's just worrying about where we're going to go now with the ownership. There's rumours tonight about we don't know what the transfer budget's going to be, and that's worrying Ten Hag, because he doesn't know what he can ask for or what he can get. And the last thing we want is to be playing catch up in another summer and then it having a detrimental effect. If we can't shift that dead wood and we're stuck with Maguire and McTominay,
that's the thing as well. Yeah,
Weghorst is brought in because we have no money. It's Kane and nothing else. We're in. It follows a trend of a manager getting something the first season, and then he's left to work with scraps until he gets sacked. And let's hope and pray that these new owners get bought, come in, buy the club straight away, and we can have a successful summer, because we've seen this season that we've got something really exciting to build on. We just don't have the backing to build it. That's the problem. We're building it. If the Glazers stay, we're building it with Lego, and we know how easy it can get knocked down. Though.
Yeah. Big up to Claude. Saeed please ask Flores what he thinks of Kolo Muani. He's not Martial, though. I'll tell you that right now. Like, a lot of people think he's Martial. He ain't got the ball, the technical ability of Martial, like close control. I don't know if you've watched him a lot.
Yeah, ain't gonna lie.
All the crazy X's either. To be fair.
Yeah,
that is wild. That is wild. You know what I'm saying? Two females,
bro,
getting fighting on the motor. I'm not gonna go further into why they're doing that, but you know what, it makes sense. You know why, innit? There's 2 reasons, but this is the Unfiltered podcast, but we won't talk about that. But Kolo Muani, I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched him like that. So I've only seen him play in the World Cup. That's it. So it'd be unfair of me to make an assessment based off a World Cup. So I have no thoughts on Kolo Muani apart from the price tags I'm hearing are crazy. Man, 100 M's. Like what?
Yeah,
100 million. That's not even had 2 exceptional seasons. But yeah, that's it. Can't really answer your question because I've not watched him.
Yeah, he's for me. He's not Martial, man. But that's what I'm saying. You know, what I mean, I don't know what the manager wants. If the manager likes Martial, then he's gonna like Harry Kane because of the way he kind of. I won't say he's similar to Harry. Harry Kane is a different level, but he drops in deep. He creates space for others. You know, what I mean, he's a glue. He's
I
he's
hear
similar
you.
kind of role.
But you know who I think is close. Sorry to cut you off. You know who I think is closer to Martial than Harry Kane? Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney, yeah. But again,
They legit carbon copies of each other. Do I think Ivan Toney's of the level of a Martial? No.
I don't
But in
think
terms of
Ivan
what they're
Toney
good
can
at, they're
put
good.
it at the highest level, though. I'll be honest with you. I
Again,
don't think he can.
That's a fair question. That's the only question mark against him.
Yeah.
There's no other question mark about Ivan. Is he not currently the third highest goal scorer in the Premier League? He's behind Haaland and Kane.
Yeah.
Playing for Brentford.
Well,
What
True.
more like outside of what he's done? There's no more you could do apart from, and I hear that about cutting it at the highest level. And that's a fair question. Do I believe he can? Yes, but I think it's worth rolling the dice on it because that's the only question mark. Whereas Kane, there's more question marks. Osimhen, to me, there's more question marks. Not against either of those two. This just comes down to preference.
yeah, I think I personally have 4 or 5 strikers I'd rather have over Harry Kane. I just think
I'm glad you said it.
Well, I
You
just
get on to
think
me if I say it.
I just think it's buying Harry Kane. It's just you're coming down the back end of a roller coaster, and we're not going to get much out of it. Any one of these other strikers, it's this. We're going up. Do you know what I mean? We're going up the big one in Blackpool. Shout out if you know the big one in Blackpool. You know, I'd rather have Tony. I think Tony's proven that, you know, regardless of the stuff off the field, he's proven he's a striker that needs a chance at a big club, and I'd like it to be Manchester United because I agree. I think he would fit into Ten Hag's way of playing absolutely perfectly, and he's proven he can be a top Premier League goal scorer. Got the mentality as well. You look at yesterday, has a goal ruled out for offside, misses a penalty, got the balls to step up and take another one and scores. I love that mentality. Harry Kane can't do that. He scores one, then misses one. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. Very interesting.
You know what
I'm glad
I'm
you
saying?
said it and not me, you know. I'm glad you said it.
Bro, just keep texting me what you want me to say, bro. I'll say it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Get a list, John. Get a
You know what
list,
you're saying?
John.
You spitting. I'm gonna speak more on it afterwards.
Yeah,
but what
yeah.
you're saying is like, I'm glad we're on the same. I know it's not. When I heard you say that, I know it's not just me.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Of course.
I know it's not
But
just
I
me.
think Kane causes us problems in the way we want to play. He drops far too deep. He's going to get in the number 10's way. He wants to be a number 10 now. And I don't think we play. Rashford's the only one that's going to run in behind, beyond what Kane is doing.
Yeah.
Anthony and Sancho aren't going to do that on the right-hand side if that's where they are. And I just think he's going to be 30. Yes, they say he could have, you know, 3 or 4 good years in the Premier League or scoring goals. But, you know, who knows? In 2 years' time, it could be done. I'd rather get a younger striker in that's got his peak years to go. So, you know, I'm talking, you know, so the 4 or 5 I'm talking I'd rather have. So Tony, Osimhen, Ramos, Vlahovic I'd rather have, I think. I think he'd be a better punt, cheaper as well. If you wanted to, not that we should be looking to save money, but for the price you're going to be paying for Harry Kane. So there's 4. Mate, I'd probably have Lukaku back over Harry Kane as well.
No. You were going well there. I would bring Lukaku's touch back to Old Trafford. That should never
game to the bridge. Game to the bridge with Super Frankie Lampard, man.
The bridge. Save the bridge, man. That's what he should be.
With Super Frankie Lampard, man. That's what he should be.
Vlahovic, I'm not gonna lie to you. His stocks are falling.
Good, because we get him in cheaper, and Ten Hag, as we know, is a magician, and he comes back. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
People say Sesko. See, I've not watched him this year. I'll be honest with you.
He's going to Leipzig, isn't it? So
it's going to Leipzig.
You'd be waiting a year as well. So
yeah.
With the Kane thing, that is quite. Don't get mistaken, people. Kane is top quality. Harry Kane is a top class striker.
Yeah,
Haaland goals.
Haaland was the other one. Sorry,
It's Haaland the other one. He'll get goals. He'll get assists. And if Manchester United were to sign him, I wouldn't be against it. But the points that Double A made, are very valid when people talk about his mentality. And I'm not saying he should have took Spurs to a trophy, but I'm saying he should have more bigger moments for Spurs in certain games. Whether that's quarterfinals, whether that's semi-finals, whether that's finals. I'm not even talking Champions League. I'm talking Europa League. I'm talking FA Cup. I'm talking League Cup. So if you can't do that at Spurs, even though it's not all his fault, people, the spotlight's on you so much more being at Manchester United. And the main reason why I don't want people, you would have heard me say this before, is lack of pace and power. I don't want an immobile striker up top. I don't want someone who's unathletic and can't move, because we've seen it already. Yes, Kane is the exception to the rule because he scores goals and gets assists here. But when you look around the league, that is the one thing all of the best attackers have in common: pace and power. This is why you see the likes of Jadon Sancho struggle. This is why you see Jack Grealish, who's gone to the best team with the best system and the best manager and has not lived up to that price tag. João Felix, another one who's absolute, in terms of talent, quality. Talent is there, but man's got 2 goals in 14 games. I'm saying he's got more assists than red cards. There's a reason for this.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
Will the manager look at what the players he's got so he can fit around them? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a bit of a contract. We've got Sancho and Tilly, Rashford, Martial, you've got Garnacho. There's such a conflict of styles, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think for once here, I don't know what the manager wants to bring in.
We don't.
Carlo Ramos is unknown in the Premier League. It doesn't, yes, he's done it in the Benfica. Yes, he's done it in the Champions League. Premier League's a kettle of it. Look at Nunes right now for Liverpool. Man's playing on the left-hand side. I don't want a striker who then is putting on the left-hand side. I don't know. There's a lot of styles here. I don't know which is our best front three. Sancho might be given another opportunity. Sancho might link up well with Harry Kane because of the fact that he's a bit more. He will. I think Kane, that's why I said at the very top 2 things. One, you're right, is preference, because we don't know what the manager wants. So all I'm doing here is picking our preference. Man said Felix would be your best attacker. Okay, Felix. All right. So I killed this dead. Yes. All right, let's for argument's sake say that's true. He's Chelsea's best attacker. Where has that got Chelsea? There you go.
Like, let's have these are uncomfortable conversations people don't want to have. He is also Chelsea's best attacker. This statement means nothing. That's why they're sat in 11th. This is why he has 2 goals in 14. And they crucified Timo Werner for having the same numbers. Is he better than Timo Werner? Of course. João Felix is a talented player. Tricks and flicks, can beat a man, mega man, go past, all of that type of stuff. But what is your productivity? Like I said, he has more red cards than assists. Weghorst, who we criticize, has more assists.
He doesn't get in the United's team at the moment. Not in the starting 11. Personally, I don't think he does.
That's it, man. This is my point. Man said it there in the chat. I even have to chat open, bro. You're 11th. This is not a shot at João Felix, because when he was linked with Manchester United in January, I said, would I take him? Yes, because of the situation we're in. However, I had my doubts because of his lack of athleticism, his lack of pace and power. And I've seen him come to the league, and it's like, yeah, what I expected. Looks great on comps. Fantastic on comps. Someone said it. I seen a quote tweet, and a woman had stated, and she was like, 3 things are certain, and then she mentioned like death, taxes, and João Felix comps. You never see what happens after the skill, because nothing happens. It's uncomfortable. People don't like it because he's talented. It's like when we start talking. If I'm not going to get into it, if I start talking about Neymar after leaving Barcelona, people don't want to have these conversations. That man's failed and done nothing of note since he's left Barcelona, but he's one of the most talented players in the world.
Yeah.
Like, he went there to go win Champions Leagues and the World Cup. He's failed on all fronts.
Yeah. And the biggest moment you kind of say, about Neymar, you think,
talent will only get you so far, people. You know what I'm saying? And that Jadon Sancho is super talented, but we I can speak for us all 3 here. We all want more from him, but no one doubts his talent. No one doubts his talent. Jack Grealish is super talented. Has he lived up to that £100 million price tag at Manchester City? No. And he's gone to the best team with the best system, with the best manager, and still hasn't thrived. Now, he's played better recently, but not £100 million worth. Like, come on, man, what are we doing? And this is my issue, like I say in it with Kane. I'm like, I don't like the lack of mobility and not being able to run in behind. Personally, again, preference. Uncomfortable, man. Very uncomfortable. This is an Unfiltered podcast, though.
Unfiltered podcast, man. And this is the thing. You know what? I think with the situation with Harry Kane and whatnot, like a manager, you got an ownership situation here. How much is he willing to spend? How much are we willing to spend? You know, I don't know what the situation with the ownership is going on right now. To be honest with you, it's gone very, very flat in a minute, which is a bit of a concern. towards the end of the season when you try to think that, you know what, we got transfer plans in, double A. You know, I mean, you'd think that right now would be the kind of time to kind of draw up plans for next season. But what do you think in terms of that,
Bro? January is when you start putting in plans for June and the summer. That's when you. The problem with United is we wait too long to put plans into place. You start looking like after the summer transfer window ends. That's when you start looking towards January. January, you start looking towards the summer. Ten Hag will have his targets. He'll know 1, 2, 3 strikers he wants in what order. He doesn't know. First of all, he doesn't know if the people that he's answering to are even going to be there. He doesn't know if the owners writing the checks are going to be there. He's in limbo right now. He doesn't know what to plan for. He doesn't know, is he going to have the number 11 thrust back onto him next summer and have to deal with another scandal that he's had to, he's not had an easy ride so far. So it's hard to even say who, United could go and, like I say, spend 100 million on Kane. That's your lot. We promote some more youth, and we're stuck with McTominay. We signed Fred again on a contract, and maybe Sabitzer for 15-20 million. That's our summer transfer window done. And is that enough to get us closer to Arsenal and City? Not for me at all. It's hard to even say. Again, you say you looked, and now you start to get the rumors of who we're looking for. We are seeing that with Frimpong, and we are seeing that with certain players. But it's hard to even say where we go from here, and until the issue of the ownership is sorted out.
That's a bit of a weird one as well. Why would we negotiate for a player that the ownership might be going anyway? That's a bit of a little bit of a weird one. Listen, it might be business as usual, but why you negotiate for a transfer? That's one I'm kind of like. That's why I'm not buying into the one with Frimpong.
I would say that is because Ten Hag wants him. He was linked to him last summer, so. What we need to do, we must have heard that other clubs are interested. So we need to steal a match now. So it doesn't matter who's in control of the club because we've already started the conversations to get him to the club. So when we sell a club, for instance, or when the Glazers sell a club, they pass over to the new owners. Ten Hag wanted this man. We've set this up. This is how much it's going to cost. And then they go from there. You look at clubs that are run properly. City last season were already sorting out the Haaland deal for the summer. Now, this time last year, you need to get in there early before the big clubs come in and steal a march on your players, because that's why, as we've seen, we get third choice players, or we have to wait till the end of the window and spend 30-40 million more on a player who then gets labelled a flop because of the board's mistakes in Anthony, because he's not a 80 to 100 million pound player. He's a 50 million pound player, but we had to spend more because we're not very good at our job in terms of recruiting. So it's one of them. We have to just see where we are, but I think we have to get in early because that's what we have to do to get the players in.
Big up to Nick Nash says here, please tell me what has Kane done to justify 100 million transfer. If it was Neymar and Mbappe, then I'd say, okay, fair enough. I think it's Daniel Levy, it's English tax, it's a bit of everything, really. This is why I don't want to spend all summer chasing Harry Kane when, you know what I mean? It's Daniel Levy's going to be so reluctant to sell him. If Daniel Levy sells Harry Kane to Man United, that's almost his like kiss of death, really. You know what I mean? In terms of the fan base, that's where it could get really ugly for Tottenham fans. I think, for me personally, I don't know what you guys think, but that could be that's what they live and hope for. Harry Kane is like Tottenham's kind of dime. If he's there, it's all right. Things will be all right because we've got a world class striker and we've got something to kind of hold on to. You then lose him to Manchester United, who you've lost Berbatov to. We lost. Is it Michael Carrick? We bought off them.
Michael Carrick. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we won titles with them too.
Yeah,
so
they should be used to it. Well, like, this ain't nothing new. There's nothing new.
You gonna say, yo, we're gonna take your players.
Like that's legit. Like what it is. Like no disrespect. Like I think Harry Kane moving on from Spurs could benefit Spurs in the long run. Simply because then it's not all play, get the ball to Kane. get the ball to Kane. It's on Kane and Son. It's on Kane and Son. Because like the guy said about João Felix, like being our best attacker, and it got Chelsea 11th. What's Kane brought Spurs? Productive prizes, people I'm talking about. Forget how it makes you feel inside and makes you feel in the heart or in the pit of your stomach. What did your team put in the trophy cabinet?
Yeah.
What is the productivity of the players on the pitch? The reason why I'm sounding so callous and just so cutthroat, because this is top level sport. And if you are going to be successful, you have to be cutthroat. We've seen City in January get rid of Cancelo, who's been arguably the best fullbacks in the league in the past 2 years. Yeah, it's not working, bam, gone. In the middle of the season, when they're still chasing down they're chasing down Premier League, and it's like that's where you have to go with it. So yeah, with Kane, I say all the time, he's got a year left on his deal. If we spend 100 million on him, that's foolish. We're negotiating from the position of power, especially if he wants to leave. We should say, here's 6 DMs, take it or leave it. You lose him on a free. And I do agree with the latter part of this from Nick. I would spend Mbappe is the only player I'd spend 100 million on. He's the only player in Europe I'd spend 100 million pounds on. Anyone else, no.
Anyway, he'll be more than that.
You never know, man. You never know. Qatari owners, you know what I'm saying? He might just go try and get Kylian. You know what I'm saying?
Kylian.
I can dream.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
I can dream, man.
Yeah. And hopefully, like I said, we'll hear about Rashford's injury tomorrow. I reckon we'll hear some sort of news tomorrow about his injuries record. I've not heard anything since. So again, Martial, you know what I mean? This is your time to step up, man. You know what I mean? If you want to be that guy, you know what I mean? We'll see what you're stepping up with, man. So yeah, we'll see. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Big up to Grizz Khan in the building. He said life's different. Yeah, it will be, man. I don't know about you guys, but life's different for us. I mean, so
in the words of Grizz, football's a humbler. You know what I'm saying?
Humbler. But yeah, man, listen, people, hope you've enjoyed the Unfiltered podcast. For those that are asking about Andy Tate will be joining us in the near future. It's just like I said, man, he's not around at the minute, but he will be back, people. So yeah, man, Andy Tate will be back soon. But yeah, guys, make sure you like the video. There's 600 of you in the chat. Let's get to at least 300 likes. Let's get half of you liking the video. And yeah, appreciate everybody joining us. Double A, man, thanks a lot as usual, mate. Appreciate it.
Yo, thank you for having me back. Me and my highlighter jacket. Appreciate it. As always a great conversation. Big up the chat as well. As always, like to pick the best comments and some of the not so best ones as well. They make the show what it is. If you like looking at my face and like hearing my voice, Talking Kit YouTube channel, go over there. How many are in the chat now? Did you say?
There's about over 500 in the chat right now.
Over 500, right. We're 31 away from 500 subscribers, guys. So if 31 of you can go over to Talking Kit right there, see Talking Kit, go over and subscribe. Get me up to 500 just tonight. That would be unbelievable. Yeah, he's put the link in the chat. There's enough of you there. 31 years I need to go over, so that would be absolutely sick. We talk about kits. We rank kits, as you can see. I've got kits behind me. Full kit rankers on a Wednesday. Flawless's favorite show.
Yeah, man.
Not a
W, people. With an R, not a W.
Yeah. We rank kits from all sorts of eras and new shirts, old shirts. Desert Island kits as well. We've got 2 shows every week. Desert Island kits. We sit down with a kit collector and run through 5 shirts they will take to a desert island with them. Oh, it's bad. It's just sick, innit? So yeah, just go over there and just check us out because we're the best. Yeah,
Facts.
That's pretty much it. Well, big up to the man them and support Saeed, support Flawless because yeah, the two of the biggest, and I learn from them just as much as they learn from me. To be fair, so.
Absolutely, man. People sub there as well, man. So big up to you guys. Flawless, I'm gonna let them know, man. We say, man.
Yeah, people, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and Twitch, people. So please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Obviously, recently went over 6,000 subscribers, so it's road to 7K. Of course, we cover Manchester United over there, Premier League. Over on the Twitch, you have NBA as well that we cover over there, and boxing as well. Upcoming live stream schedule on each channels, people. So like I said, cover the Premier League on the YouTube channel, Big Six, so Manchester United, and the other 5 clubs as well. And I recently just did the Sarcasm City TV specials just during the international break. Saeed, you know what I'm saying, was nice enough to come over and do one. It was just a one-on-one with the biggest and best content creators. So Saeed was on one, Rance did one, Troops did one, Lee Gunner did one as well. People like Matisse, you know what I'm saying, did one. He did the last one talking all things Chelsea. So yeah, man, please just get over to Sarcasm City TV and help us reach 7K. And like I said, on the Twitch. Obviously, NBA, the play-in start in a couple of days. So yeah, man, play-ins and playoffs. So we're gonna have all the watch-alongs and basketball content over on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Right there, people. Love for having me as always, Saeed, man.
Always, man. Big up to everybody, man. Like I said, big up to everybody who's locked in. I'll be live tomorrow midday with Lee Gunner, so make sure you check that out. We'll be reviewing all the games over the weekend, so that should be fun. Lee Gunner, you know what I mean? They bottled it today, so we're gonna have a chat with him. So yeah, make sure you check it out. And obviously, Straight Jacket podcast tomorrow, 5 p.m. We'll be discussing the news about Man United and what's going on. So yeah, man, make sure you tune in. Lots to look forward to. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Peace.